Thank you and good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report. Saturday football, college football. Notre Dame played Indiana last night. SMU and Penn State played at 11 on TNT. Players to watch out for: David Arnold at the quarterback, running back Nicholas Singleton for Penn State, wide receiver Roderick Daniels. They're going to be rely on a lot of the defense for Penn State. Penn State defensive coordinator Tom Allen called about Alberto Carter being one of the best defensive players in the country. Carter and the Nittany Lions imposing their defense end with one better today. SMU players to watch out for: Kevin Jennings, running back Brashard Smith, and wide receiver Roderick Daniels Jr. Kevin Jennings is the better quarterback on the teams too. Defensive line: Jared Hassens Hunter is the player to watch out for, the Miami transfer. He's the player to watch out for the SMU. Penn State opens as 8.5-point favorites. I'm going to take SMU in the upset, though. That game kicks at 11. Penn State relies heavily on their defense, one of the best in the country. SMU 23-20, though. Texas plays Clemson. And you can make a case for Miami and South Carolina are better teams than Clemson, but Clemson won the ACC championship, and they're going to play Texas. Texas players to watch out for: Queen William Edwards, quarterback; Queen Trevor Wisner, running back; Matthew Golden, wide receiver; Jared Braun, one of the best corners in the country. He plays for Texas. Michael Traffy, a top safety; Andrew McKebba, a talented defensive end. Lineman, who has become one of the most consistent, trustworthy players, has the best performance against Arkansas, earning him the SEC Defensive Lineman of the Year week honor. Players to watch out for on Clemson: Caleb Cuban, Phil McAfee, who has over 1,100 yards, and Antonio Williams. Andrew McKebby, the top defensive back for the Clemson Tigers. Michael Traffy is also a player to watch out for at the safety position. Bateman Carter, the linebacker for Clemson, and Jaden Burron is also a player to watch out for in this fun matchup. Kickoff is at 3. Or Tennessee and Ohio State is who we'll finish with, and Tennessee and Ohio State is who we'll talk about for Ryan Day being under coaching pressure. Will Howard is a player to watch out for, former Wildcat for the Ohio State Buckeyes; running back Quinton Judkins, wide receiver Deontay Thornton. According to most reports, Caleb Downs is considered the best safety player on Ohio State team. He has been for his tackling ability and coverage skills. Quarterback Nico Laveman, Damian Simmons, running back; wide receiver Deontay Thornton for Tennessee. And defensive player, according to recent reports, the best defensive player on Tennessee is James Price Jr., defensive lineman, who is considered a top returning edge in the SEC, projected to be a top pick in the NFL draft come next year. Tennessee's football team's James Price is a defensive lineman who is one of the SEC top rushers and will be a top NFL draft pick. Kick is at 7. Give me Ohio State 24-21. Ohio State is favored by 7. That's Sam Vaughn Sports on college football and the college football playoffs.
I want to start with you. Tell me this. Is Ryan Day coaching for his job?
No. He's 66-10, Stephen A. No matter what the people say, I'm going to tell you anyway. There's a scarcity at coaching in all of sports of football. When you got a good coach, you got to keep him. You got to be patient. And when I'm looking at Coach Day, he's a great coach. He knows what he's doing. He's a perfect fit at Ohio State. And he's, in my eyes, going to be a legacy coach at this university, right? But the thing that I see about Ohio State, the challenge is, can you go get an alpha at quarterback? You got studs at the receiver position. You got athletes all over the field. Can we find us an alpha that can deliver and really be a game changer in this either transfer portal or in recruitment?
Hey, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Look, and then you got to the EJ. Did you hear him? Patience. I'm sorry. You got Tressel. You got Urban Meyer. You got cats winning national championships, and his brother rolls up in Ohio State. He can't even beat Michigan. Three straight years he lost to Michigan, and basically you had a decent excuse because it was Jim Harbaugh you were coaching against, right? Who you had beaten a few times, but then you lost 3 straight to him. But then Sharon Moore takes over Michigan, and you lose to them on your home turf? Really? Are you kidding me? Oh, by the way, with a $20 million roster, $20 million. That's who you had. You came into 2024. Everybody talk about national championship. How many NFL caliber players did they say stayed at Ohio State for this upcoming season? 11. You got 11 cats that were considered NFL caliber players. You got a $20 million roster. The mandate, Cam, is to beat Michigan. Ohio State. If this man gets bounced out of here this weekend, if this man ends up, he got to go. He got to go. Look, bro, this is Ohio State. You lose to Michigan for a 4th straight year, and on top of it all, you ain't even a part of the national championship picture? Nah, bro. Nah, I can get somebody else to do that.
Yeah. If he handles that situation in the game against Oregon, they potentially have a chance to kick a field goal to then win that game against the number 1 team in the country. So my thought is, when you have a head coach like this, sometimes the circumstances just don't go in your favor. It's football, man. You're not going to always beat your rival. That's just how it goes. Now, I think Coach Day's not necessarily coaching for his job in the CFP. Truly, I think he's just coaching for the offseason. What I mean by that is just going to the grocery store, going to the dentist, dropping your kids off at school, looking at the fans of Ohio State talking trash to you and all that kind of stuff. He's not coaching for his job, Stephen. His job. And look, the AD, Ross Bjork, came out last week and said he is confident in Ryan Day. And I believe he said that because he wanted to take away the distraction around this Ohio State football team. But ultimately, if you fire Ryan Day, tell me who else that you will hire then, Steve. Who else would you bring in to then go out there and get them over the hump? You got to get better players, a better quarterback.
First of all, it's Ohio State. Don't tell me there aren't going to be a bevy of candidates clamoring for that job. You got a bunch of cats that'll leave other programs to get an opportunity to come to Ohio State. So let's not ignore that. That's number 1. Number 2, if you can't go to the grocery store, the gas station, a restaurant, or anything like that.
No, clearly, don't do that. 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 That was just an example. That was just an example.
No, I'm saying that's the case.
He does that.
That's the case.
He does that.
That's the case. That means they don't want you. That does matter. That does matter,
I will leave you. I would say this. I say Coach Day, if you're going to fire Coach Day this year, after if they were to lose, we're going to fire Dabo Swinney too then. Coach Ryan Day is a person who has assembled an all-star staff. They find ways to keep getting recruits in left and right. And I look at that in a way where it's like, to EJ's point, who you gonna go get? It's a scarcity for real good coaches, and having that record has been something that has saved them.
Really shouldn't bring up Florida State this year. You just need to eradicate that stuff. Don't bring up Florida State.
Right.
Another year. Number 1. Number 2, Molly.
Yep.
Ohio State hasn't won a national championship since 2014. This is Ohio State we talk about. They haven't won a national championship since 2014.
Yeah.
They haven't won a Big Ten title since 2020. Come on, man. This is Ohio State.
All right. We got to leave it there.